The cabin you choose can make your cruise or completely ruin it. From noisy rooms to wasted money and booking mistakes most people don't even discover until it's too late. We're counting down the 10 cruise cabin mistakes you need to avoid before your next sailing. Your cabin is more than just a place to sleep. This is your home base for the entire cruise.
Yeah, this is where you're going to recharge after those long port days. This is where you're going to get ready for dinner. You're going to escape the crowds, and hopefully you're going to get some quality sleep.
But choosing the wrong cabin can mean noise, motion sickness, long walks, wasted money, and frustration for an entire week.
Yeah, we've made some of these mistakes ourselves, and we've seen plenty of other cruisers make them too.
Yeah, so let's get started with one of the biggest mistakes cruisers make when booking their cabin. Number 10. Everyone loves saving money, right?
Yes.
But the cheapest cabin is not always the best value.
Yeah, a lot of people just sort by the lowest price, click book, and then they never look into it any deeper.
Yeah, but that's how people end up underneath nightclubs, above engine rooms, near crew work areas, or on some of the busiest parts of the ship.
Saving a couple $100 sounds great until you're losing sleep every night.
Yeah, when you're comparing cabins, don't just look at the price, look at the location too.
Yeah, because that's going to lead us into mistake number 9.
Not looking what's above or below your cabin is probably one of the easiest mistakes to avoid.
Yeah, every cruise line has the deck plans online. Make sure you use them.
Yeah, because if your cabin is below the buffet, the pool deck, the theater, the gym, or the nightclub, you are guaranteed to hear some noise at some point during your cruise.
Yeah, we tend to like to book those guaranteed rooms, and we've had pretty good luck doing it. However, we have had one instance where we got that guaranteed room right underneath the nightclub, and let me tell you, we did hear the bass bumping for well into the night.
Yeah, one of the safest bets is finding a cabin that is sandwiched between other passenger cabins.
Yeah, think of it like the quiet neighborhood on the ship.
Yeah, that extra 5 minutes spent studying the deck plan can save you a whole week's worth of frustration.
All right, mistake number 8. Booking too far forward or too far aft without understanding the trade-offs, because location matters. People don't understand the real consequences where you book.
Yeah, those cabins near the front of the ship often experience more motion when the seas get rough. So if you're prone to seasickness, like me, that is definitely something to consider.
Yeah, matter of fact, one of the times we booked on the Valor, we were like one of those first cabins right up front, and we heard constant banging. I was like, we checked before the cruise, there was nothing over top of us, but it sounded like crew moving boxes all night. Come to find out, it was just the waves banging into the front of the ship for the entire cruise. So location matters.
So cabins all the way in the back of the ship can be perfectly fine, but they might require a lot more walking.
Yeah, after several days, those walks, they start to feel a lot longer.
Yeah, so for most cruisers, midship cabins offer the balance of convenience and stability.
I'm just going to throw out there, though, real quick, that lately we've actually had a few cabins in the back, and I kind of really dig it for the convenience because the dining rooms are in the back, so it's usually not that far to make it there. And then from there, you go from your dining room to the rest of the ship.
That's a good point.
All right, well, here's a quick question for you. What's the worst cabin that you've ever stayed in?
Let us know down in the comments because we would love to hear your stories.
All right, well, let's now talk about those cruise cabin mistakes that are going to cost you money.
Mistake number 7 is paying extra for a balcony you're barely gonna use.
Yeah, this one is going to be controversial. Okay, we love balconies. They are amazing, but a lot of times, are they really worth that extra cost?
Yeah, you really need to think about your itinerary. If you're on a port-intensive cruise where you're off the ship all day and exhausted every evening, how much time are you actually going to spend on your balcony?
Yeah, some people spend hundreds, even thousands on that balcony cruise, and how much do you actually use it?
Yeah, for some people, that extra money could be better spent on excursions, specialty dining, or even another cruise.
Yeah, the key is to be honest about how much you're actually going to use that balcony room.
Mistake number 6, is not understanding what an obstructed view really means.
Yeah, the cruise lines love that term, obstructed view, but that can mean so many different things.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a tiny obstruction in one little corner. Other times it can be a giant lifeboat covering your entire view.
So we've seen people book these cabins expecting a discounted balcony experience, but you can be disappointed.
Yeah, before booking an obstructed view cabin, search online for actual photos because someone has probably posted pictures of that exact category or maybe even that exact cabin.
A little research can go a long way. For example, on our Margaritaville Islander cruise, we had an obstructed view balcony. And let me tell you, there was really no obstruction. There was a lifeboat that was a deck below us.
Yeah.
But we had pretty much a perfect view of the ocean.
Yeah, it was really nice. Mistake number 5 is ignoring connecting cabin doors. Connecting cabins can be great for families.
Yeah, but if you're not with the people next door, they can be kind of loud.
Yeah, even when the connecting door is locked, sound can travel more easily than through a standard wall.
So you may hear conversations, you may hear televisions, alarms, even kids running around.
Yeah, most of the time it's probably not going to be an issue. But if you're a light sleeper, it is definitely something worth considering before booking.
Yeah, we've had both. We've had connecting room with family, and it was very convenient, worked out very nice. We've also had the connecting rooms where we didn't know the people, and it was very loud.
Yes. Now let's get into the mistakes that can affect your comfort every single day on board. Mistake number 4 is booking far away from everything you're gonna use.
Yeah, a lot of cruisers focus so much on cabin category that they don't even take convenience into account. You got to think about what you're going to use the most.
Do you spend all of your time at the pool?
Do you grab breakfast at the buffet every morning?
Are you always headed to the promenade?
Well, being close to the places that you visit the most can make your entire cruise feel a lot easier.
Yeah, especially on some of today's massive cruise ships.
Now on to mistake number 3, choosing convenience over quiet. Now this can be quite the balancing act.
Yes, some people intentionally book near the elevators strictly for convenience. And honestly, that's a smart move.
But there's a difference between being near the elevators and then right next to the elevators.
Yeah, those high traffic areas can mean more foot traffic, more conversations, and more doors opening and closing.
Yeah, if quality sleep is important to you, you want to be near the action, just not right in the middle of the action.
I know we touched a little bit on this one before, but mistake number 2 is not considering motion sensitivity.
Yeah, even people that don't suffer from motion sickness on land can feel the effects when you're on that moving ship.
Yeah, cabin location absolutely matters. Generally speaking, lower decks and midship locations experience less motion than cabins at the extreme front or back of the ship.
Yeah, if you're worried about seasickness, don't wait till you get on board to start thinking about it.
That's right, cabin location can make a huge difference.
Most cruisers never think about this final mistake.
No, and it is one of the biggest reasons people end up disappointed with their cabin.
We are to the number 1 cruise cabin mistake, and this is assuming that all cabins in a cruise category are the same. And this is where a lot of people get burned.
Yeah, you see a category name and you think every cabin in that category is basically the same. Well, that is not true.
2 cabins with the exact same category code can have completely different experiences.
One might have a larger balcony.
Yeah, another might have an obstructed view.
One might be perfectly quiet.
And then the next can be under a public, busy area.
Same category, completely different experience.
Yeah, whenever possible, research the actual cabin number before you book.
It can reveal details that never show up in the cruise line's marketing photos.
Yeah, that simple step can save you from a week of regret. But the good news is that every mistake we've gone over today is completely avoidable.
Yeah, take it a few extra minutes to go over deck plans, read cabin reviews, look up your specific room. It can make a huge difference in your cruise experience.
So the right cabin can help you relax, but the wrong cabin can have you counting down the days. until the cruise is over.
And trust us, that is not how anyone wants to spend their vacation.
If this video helped you avoid even one of these cruise cabin mistakes, give us a thumbs up, guys.
And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos.
Yeah, and in the comments below, let us know your biggest cruise cabin mistake that you've made.
All right, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
It's a beautiful world out there. Just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful